Right. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert, also joins us on the program. Ali, what do you make of this, benign gesture on behalf of India? Could we ever expect Pakistan to do something similar to Kulbhushan Yadav, who's been in prison, in a Pakistani prison, on botched up charges? And Ambassador Vohra bringing out a very, very spectacular point that Pakistan needs to realize that if you can't beat them, you should join them.
Absolutely bang on, Vineet, and I would like to equate it with another example of 1999 when the Kargil war took place. At that time, Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia, our first soldier who actually went down by the Pakistanis, his body was sent back to India in a mutilated form. Whereas when the prisoners of war, when we had taken them, we had made sure that they get food, they get water, and they are treated with respect. We had given them the same respect which a soldier would actually give to another soldier. And the bodies, when they refused to even claim their bodies back, so we gave them a full Muslim burial with full Muslim rights. That is the magnanimity which India showed. But Pakistan did not do that. Now when you talk about Kulbhushan Yadav, well, we had taken over 95,000 prisoners of war in the year 1971. But a couple of years later, with full military honors, including the bucket, we had returned them all back with every single pin which they had, a button, everything was intact. But look what they had done to our soldiers thereafter. So such a magnanimous gesture is not expected from a nation like Pakistan, which is not a democracy, which is a total, I don't know, they are heading for a civil war, they are heading for a mess, they are really, and I'll tell you what the biggest problem is. The problem with them is, they do not really focus and concentrate on the affairs that is affecting their country. They will go and peep into the neighbor's window. Like for example, if we are having an issue in India, it can be anything. For example, let's take the example of which is really hot right now, hot news, the hijab law of Karnataka. Who's Shah Mahmood Qureshi, their foreign minister, to actually go on Twitter, the first one, to involve himself. Who did not go to Afghanistan when the Taliban crisis was taking place, rather they sent the ISI chief over there to deal with it. So how ridiculous is that? So certainly we cannot expect any kind of magnanimous gesture by a nation like Pakistan, which is very, very shameful, Vineet.
Interestingly, you brought up Shah Mahmood Qureshi. In fact, he's the same gentleman who conceded on national TV that there are only 42 countries in the world. Should we be, in fact, talking about these nincompoops?
Oh, we should not be.
Send him back to the Pakistan National Circus. That's where he belongs.
In fact, move on to another sensitive topic, which is, in fact, troubling the world. Amid calls for de-escalation, Russian-backed separatists launched an intense artillery barrage across the line of control, with Ukrainian forces shelling a nursery school. At least 2 people have been injured in this particular incident. The Ukrainian military command said shells hit a kindergarten in Stanstsia, Luhanska, wounding 2 teachers and cutting power to half of the town. Meanwhile, the United States today said that Secretary of State Antony J. Blinken will meet Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Europe next week if no Ukraine invasion takes place. On the other hand, U.S. State Department spokesperson Ned Price said that the Russians have responded with the proposed dates for late next week, which we are accepting, provided there is no further Russian invasion of Ukraine. If they do invade in the coming days, it will make clear they were never serious about diplomacy. Ambassador Vohra, former diplomat, Major Mohammed Ali Shah, defense expert, both of them with us this morning on this very sensitive situation.
And thank you very much for still keeping me on the show along with that outstanding soldier, Major Mohammed Ali Shah.
Ali, what's your assessment of the situation? Do you think that the Americans are exaggerating the threat that Russia is posing? And taking a leaf out of what Ambassador Vohra also said, why would Russia attack Ukraine at this point in time?
Oh, well, Vineet, I'll equate it in this way. And what Ambassador Deepak Vohra says is absolutely right. I totally agree with him. And I would put it in this way so for everyone to understand. We see at the Atari border, at the Wagah border, we see the Pakistani Rangers and our BSF soldiers, they come face to face. There's a kind of a standoff and you feel as an audience, oh, they're just going to give a punch to each other. It looks like they are very, very close to giving each other a punch. But such a thing doesn't happen. It's only posturing over there. Now, Also in 2001, after 13 December, the parliament attack, our forces were all set to go in for an attack to Pakistan. We had deployed our troops at the Pakistan border, and we were all ready. My father was heading a division at that time. So we were all ready to actually go in, and that's what motivated me again to join the army immediately after that. So that time, I would not say it was posturing, we were all set for the attack. Now, 16th February, when the president of Ukraine had actually posted a video on Facebook that Russia is going to attack them, but such an attack did not happen. Rather, on 16th February, Russians started withdrawing their troops slowly and gradually. And once again, now we see a redeployment coming forward. So ultimately, see, even the Anthony Blinken, as you rightly brought out, he would be meeting with Sergio, who is the Russian foreign minister, if Russia does not attack Ukraine. So America is not just only exaggerating, they are also, well, they could be taking their own precaution, but like there's a difference. See, America had issued not an advisory, but it was an order that please vacate. They had called all the diplomats. India did not do that. India, yes, they increased their flights, all right, but they issued an advisory that please come back, it's for your own safety. Now, two things, Vineet. How will this kind of a thing, if Russia at all, God forbid, does invade Ukraine, will it affect the world economy, especially the Indian economy? How should we be concerned? Yes, we should be concerned first. Second, will it lead to a third world war? Now, 29 member states of the NATO and Article 5 of the NATO treaty says very clearly, as Ambassador Deepak also had brought out one earlier, that, if at all there's an armed attack on any of the NATO allies, the entire NATO alliance will unite and take it very personally, putting in very simple words, take it very personally, and they will take it like they will take any action that they would deem fit. Now, will Vladimir Putin be actually bold enough to actually face those NATO alliance, would actually be ready to face the flak and the opposition from the world? That's the thing. So now, will India be affected? Well, the crude oil prices would definitely be affected. The aluminium, copper, all the exports. In fact, Russia is a very big military partner to India as well. So somewhere, the entire world economy would go back in decades, Vineet.
All right. Ali, thank you for that. Ambassador Vohra, appreciate you joining us this morning, sir. Well, the Prime Minister and the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of UAE Armed Forces, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, will hold a virtual summit today. The two leaders will discuss bilateral cooperation and exchange views on regional and international issues of mutual interest. The MEA has called the meeting an important event. Bilateral relations between India and the UAE have been strengthening in all areas, and both sides have embarked upon a comprehensive strategic partnership as well. While Prime Minister Modi visited UAE in 2015, 18 and 19, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi visited India in 2016 and 17. Ministerial visits between the two sides have also continued, including 3 separate visits of External Affairs Minister to the UAE. Mohommed Ali Shah, defense expert, is also here with us. Ali, day before yesterday, we saw the Saudi Army chief come to India and call upon his counterpart in India as well, which did not ring well with the Pakistanis. The way India has also been trying to attribute, a closer partnership with the UAE is also something which hints towards a shift of balance of power, even within the OIC and India.
Absolutely, Vineet. In the year, it was about 2000. Much earlier, in fact, mid-90s, my father was the Indian defense attaché to Saudi Arabia. And of course, our diplomatic relationships with them, our military relationships with Saudi Arabia were very, very good. In fact, in the year 2000, my father, in fact, he was instrumental in getting Prince Khalid bin Sultan to India, in fact, for that matter. Which again, so our relationships with Saudi Arabia militarily, diplomatically, politically, they have been very, very good. And Pakistan is only going to be behaving like this jealous girlfriend. I mean, in a way that, not even a girlfriend for that matter, who would be just eyeing and saying, oh, Saudi is getting close to India, so it's a matter of worry for them, matter of concern for them. But let me tell you, our relationships with any of our allies is unconditional, purely unconditional. Unlike China and Pakistan, they have a means to end. There's a motive behind it. Whereas you see our relationship with Nepal, they are younger brother to us. You see our relationship with Bhutan. You see our relationship with any of the countries. In fact, We have such a senior diplomat over here, General Ambassador Deepak Vohra. He will be able to tell better that our diplomatic relationships with any of the countries is heartfelt. You see, if you take example of Egypt, in fact, President Nasser and Jawaharlal Nehru, in fact, they had strengthened the ties between India and Egypt, and we right now conduct joint military exercises with the Egyptian Navy and Indian Navy together. In fact, so our relationship with Saudi Arabia, with any of our countries, is always going to be good because there is no personal motive behind it. It's like school friendships. The friendship of school friends is nothing but pure friendship. They do not care whether you are rich or poor or what background or what religion or what caste creed you come from.
Absolutely.
So similarly,
All right.
India is a very pure country that way.
Absolutely. Ali and Ambassador Vohra, appreciate you taking out the time this morning and speaking with us.